Hello, Fuse Nation. My name is Alex Fuse. You are watching another live Sports Fusion episode. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch this show. On today's show, Adam Kurkjian, who is a Patriot beat writer for the Boston Herald. So, Adam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So let me ask you first. The Patriots have dealt with a lot of injuries over the past few weeks as training camp has been going along. So do you have an update for guys like Rob Gronkowski, who got hurt a few days ago?
Well, as our NFL reported the other day, it appears that Rob only had a bruise on his leg, so it wasn't a very serious injury. I would expect, though, for him to be withheld either in practices and in games, and for them to bring him along very slowly, because usually in training camp and exhibitions, they like to be very careful with him since he's so good.
Yeah, and the Patriots have dealt with a few other players, so do you have any injury updates for the other guys?
Not right now. I know, Julian Edelman has looked good. He was a full participant the other day. He looked up to full speed. The had some bumps along the way, but right now he looks good. And I'm not sure whether or not I'm not sure whether or not he'll play in preseason game against the Bears. I would suspect they would hold him out and give some of the guys who are more on the bubble in the wide receiver depth chart a longer look. But you never know. It's important for him to build chemistry with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
For these first 4 games when he's in for Tom Brady.
But you think he'll be ready for the season, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Unless something else comes along,
Yeah.
This injury has been nagging him for a while, and he's come out a couple times. So I think he'll be back. I suspect also that Danny Amendola will be back. I think by the time the season starts, their wide receiver core should be mostly back. I'm curious to see what happens with Malcolm Mitchell after that sort of ugly elbow injury. He's wearing a brace. He's not participating in practice, but he comes out in full pads, and he's wearing this huge brace on his left arm. So that'll be very interesting to keep an eye on. He really showed a lot so far, especially both in practice and in the last preseason game. So that'll be something to watch for.
And a star that has really shined in this Patriots preseason is Chris Hogan. So how do you think Chris Hogan will be used in this offense?
Well, I think he can be used on the outside or in the slot. It depends on how many tight ends they have in the game at one time. A lot of times they'll have Martellus Bennett and Gronk in the game, and I'm not sure if they'll have enough guys out there to have both, Edelman, Amendola, and Hogan out there at the same time. So, he'll be used. The Patriots like to move their guys around all over the place. So, expect him to be on the outside and in the slot. He's going to get a lot of looks. He's shown great hands, good chemistry with both of the quarterbacks. I believe he'll be used fairly often. However, it's just a matter of how many guys they use at one particular time, especially with the tight ends. Gronkowski and Bennett are both going to be on the field a lot. So how many receivers are you really going to have out there at one time? That's sort of the question. Yeah.
And you just mentioned the tight end Bennett. So how do you think he'll be used in this upcoming season for the Patriots?
I think he'll get a lot of balls thrown his way because teams are going to concentrate so much on Gronkowski. He's a good blocker. He can catch the ball. He looks to be in even better condition than he was in last year.
Oh wow.
From what I've seen so far, he doesn't have really that hard of a time getting open. He's got good hands. I've liked what I've seen from him so far. And I think both quarterbacks also really have formed a national connection with him early on. Garoppolo went to him early and often against the Saints in that preseason game. So I think he's going to be used a lot. I think he'll be a red zone threat, at least in practice. I've seen a lot of his, nice catches be in those line drills.
Yeah.
And especially when Gronkowski is such a weapon down there, teams going to throw so much attention at him that Bennett, might draw a single coverage, and that's a mismatch.
Yeah. Okay, Adam, before we wrap up this interview, I have a few more questions for you. I know it's not exactly the regular season yet, but do you think the Patriots will sign any of the free agents on defense before the end of this year?
Well, I think at some point during the year they'll have to, not have to, but I think at some point during the year the pattern is they always pick up at least one or two guys.
Right.
It depends on what injuries pop up. We still don't know what the first 52-man roster looks like. They do have a lot of depth along the front seven, and the last few years they've picked up guys there. Not sure how much they're going to need it this year. They could pick up a linebacker, but I just think they're okay there. Their defensive line is very strong. But injuries come along, and you never know what's going to happen. So I think a free agent here and there could come along, but I think they feel good about their defense. I do know though that Hightower's been injured a lot the last couple of years. Danny Collins had that sickness or illness. That mysterious illness last year. So, if anything happens to those two guys, they're going to have to take this as well. But I do believe overall they feel good about their depth on defense. So I think, a move is possible, and it's almost probable given the last couple of years. But I think on defense, at least, they feel like they have the depth.
Okay, Adam, last question before we wrap up this interview. First week, Garoppolo, how do you think he's going to do?
Well, I think Arizona's a tall task, especially if Tyrann Mathieu's back, which he might be. He's taking off in Arizona. Arizona's got a very good defense. They're physical, they'll blitz, they'll try to confuse them. It'll be a tall task. I really do think Arizona will be favored in that game pretty heavily. If the Patriots defense can keep it manageable, that will help him. If he gets any help from his running game, which at this point is a big question mark. I think the biggest question mark for this team right now. If he gets any help from his running game, that would help. But right now, that is looking like a very difficult assignment for him, especially his first, NFL start. That's going to be tough. So, I expect a rough outing there. But you never know. The Patriots have ways of surprising people. But at this point, I'd have the Cardinals heavy favorite in that game.
Okay, Adam, thank you for taking the time to come on this Sports Fusion episode, and hope to have you on later in the Patriots season this year.
All right, great. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day. Okay, Fuse Nation, you just heard it from Adam. He does not think the Patriots are going to win Week 1, but we'll see. They've played the Cardinals Week 1. Okay, Fuse Nation, another show coming up live at 2 p.m. and then 10:30 tomorrow morning with Jay Harris, my man from Sports Center. Thank you for watching, Fuse Nation. I will see you in 15 minutes. Thanks for watching.